Hello, welcome back to the pond. So, I owe you a story about pond crisis. Hi, chicken. You gotta move. Come on, keep moving, chicken. There you go. So, pond crisis 3. Remember, I told you the story of pond crisis 1 and pond crisis 2. So, pond crisis 3. Oh, yeah. And it was just one of those really bad mornings where, if everything was going to go wrong, things were going to go wrong. Pond crisis 3 involved our pond de-icer situation, and it compounded with crisis 1, which was this fence line coming down. Thankfully, it's up. And crisis 2, which was Misty not doing well for a minute. She's better. She's all good. You've seen that. So what happened was our de-icer was doing its job, and you saw that, right? We were celebrating. We had a hole. The ducks were swimming. We've got a hole again, so life is good. But unfortunately, the extension cord situation, right? And we've got like this ridiculous rig up through the fence line, across the snow line, all the way over to the barn. The cord we must have used must have been a little old or didn't handle the cold very well or whatever, but it popped the GFI, which would not be a huge deal because, we just reset it and we would have switched out the extension cords and life would have been fine. But it happened overnight. So you come out in the morning, there's no hole in the ice, which was a problem. The same outlet that runs this contraption is also running the girls, the does, heated buckets, and our barn cameras. Fabulous, right? So I want to check in on Misty. I can't. We want to make sure the ducks and geese and everybody else has water. They don't. And now we have frozen hot. Even though they're heated buckets, the heat wasn't working. So we have frozen buckets for the does. It was a disaster. The morning was just like, if everything could possibly go wrong, it went wrong. So, we reset the GFI, it popped again, reset it, popped again. So obviously it was a problem. We clearly figured it out, right? The problem was indeed an electric cord that just wasn't, or an extension cord that just wasn't working out. The ducks are having a blast. They're so happy to have a hole. So that same morning, right, we had no hole in the ice. We had frozen, look, watch this. They're sledding. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Sorry. Anyway, we had a down goat. We had frozen water buckets. We had a fence line that wasn't up. Well, we might have another sledding situation. Let's see how they do. This is just hilarious. But they're all coming over to say hi and to get a drink. And, things are good. So crisis 1, 2, 3, all solved within the same day. And not to worry, everybody is doing well. Everybody has recovered. You can see that we're back to having a hole in the ice, thankfully. And the bubbler, our aerator, is working. So for all of you guys that have been following the farm and the pond crisis, and for a few of you that jumped in late in the game and don't know, we do have solar aeration. So that is what's creating the bubbles in the water. We generally, over the last 6 years, have not had a problem keeping at least a good portion of the pond open. This is the first year where we have such thick ice that it's impossible. And we lost what little bit of opening we had left because we did the pond pump did break. It was fixed within a couple of days, but those couple of days just set us behind, and here we are. I don't think even with the pond pump working full time, we would have, and the consistent cold temperatures that we had, I don't think that we would have won that battle anyway. So yay, now I own a de-icer. And it is just a stock tank de-icer. But you know, when we look at, a couple of folks have mentioned some other solutions, and I love all of the ideas. Keep them coming, because you never know when I'm going to need a new idea. But when the pond is at full capacity, you know, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of gallons of water, not 300 gallons like a stock tank, not a big koi pond that might be 18,000 gallons. This is hundreds of thousands of gallons. So it's a little bit different scale. It's a little bit different to manage. And actually the scale generally helps us. In this case, it didn't, but most of the time it helps us, because when it's that big, that deep, you know, we are able to keep it free of ice, at least a good portion of it. You can watch how the birds are navigating the fun. So you saw them slide down the hill. They do know how to get up it. It's not quite as easy, but they know how. Yeah, so, you know, there are some solutions that just won't work for us because of scale. And, you know, hopefully this is a once every decade type of thing. And you guys are just experiencing it because I've decided to film it every day and bore everybody to tears. So listen, just let me finish up with saying that everybody is good. All is well. All the crises have been solved for the moment. You know, as always, we rally, we get frustrated, yell at each other, and then rally and get it all taken care of. And that's where we're at. All the birds are good. Everybody is still doing well. The chickens are still laying eggs, so we know that they're, you know, still getting what they need in terms of nutrition and care. They are spending, most of them are spending most of the time in the coop. They just don't want to be out here. I don't blame them. The ducks, the geese, the turkey, the guinea, they're all out and about. But the chickens, for the most part, are staying inside. And we are hopefully 48 hours from seeing a temperature that's predicted to be 1 degree above freezing, and 33 degrees just sounds so balmy right now. I might have to break out, you know, my shorts and my t-shirts. At any rate, I hope you're all doing well. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be kind. And I will see you at the next one. And hopefully nothing else will happen between now and then. Bye for now.